Good morning, everyone. This is Tuxedo Ian. We are getting back into our playthrough of Book of Hours. This is video number 71 of our series. We are making really good progress. We only have one more room in the house we need to open up. We are probably able to do an ending right now, but I want to explore more and see what more incidents we can get and maybe start founding the Lighthouse Institute. So let's dive back in, see what we can get done today. Everything is remembered. Hush House endures. So when we last left off, we had found some abandoned luggage out on the moor. So let's go back hunting out there and see if we can find some apples. It is summertime. Maybe we can find something. We can use furs and feathers to explore out there. The wind is almost warm. We can use our tryst to explore out here on the moor, on the beach. We have the sun. And we're working on upgrading resurgences and emergences to level 9. Birth and death are only directions. Between the two, we find a crossroads. Moth and Grail. So we now have a 10 moth skill. So let's see what we can actually do with that. Yeah, we can do moth crafting here at the dispensary. So we'll grab that here and put it in with a tryst. Okay, so with moth, we can make Tanglebrag. If we add an egg into the knot, I'll hatch something eyeless but pulsing with potential. Can we add an egg at this workshop? No, we cannot. So let's find us a moth place that can take eggs. A cage. Tryst, resurgences and emergences, and an egg makes a chimeric larva. And so I'm going to guess that the 15 is turning the chimeric larva into something. So we'll put this in our kitchen. Since eggs don't take up a whole lot of space. We have another egg here. And we'll put down our butter as well. And we'll stick the agave on our shelf here. So I'm wondering, we have this curious imago. I'm wondering if we can do anything with that, with resurgences and emergences. Evidently not. So let's see, what can we do with rice from roots and moth? Okay, we've uncovered that entire tree. Okay, so that one makes the perilous imago. We have a couple of level 15 crafts that we haven't uncovered yet. I'm guessing since it can make replicant, if we get 10 lantern there with it, maybe. So let's see. Transformations and liveries. Let's find a lantern crafting area. add the sun. We can add Fost. We need 5 points of lantern. Makes Refulgen. And if I add liquid, I can make... Okay, so we can make Xanthotic Essence if we can add 10 points of lantern. So we need something with an extra point of lantern there. Ah, yes. So we can make Xanthotic Essence from Amber and Ichor Vitreous. We need some Xanthotic Essence anyway. Might want to make some more Oozled, so might as well go ahead and use that. And we've made Floating Island, a dish with Grail, Heart, Rose, and Sky. Vanilla, custard, and meringue, landscaped and carameled. A Claridge's specialty. Look, and we were preparing for some 11s up here. Connie wants Sky. SN wants Sky. Heal wants Moon, so we need to replace one of these with some water. Or something with Moon in it. Could put a bottle of milk up there. Oh, because that doesn't have Moon. Need a drink with Moon. That's non-alcoholic. Looks like we'll have to get some water for that. But we have plenty of time for that, so let's draw up some water. Yvette will drink anything, and then we are going to invite Denzel, who will also drink anything and eat anything. Alright, then, let's see, where were we? Here we have some Ruby-Wise Ruin over here. We know that could be exalted into making the Sacrament Acite. We have some Stargall ink over here. We have some coffee, some more pilchards, some more honey. Oh, that's right. We were looking to see. We started up because we're gonna try and make a a candle to help us get to that 15 or 14 rose. If we can make a candle with rose. I think we have some Aglaophotis. Yes, we do. We have some Aglaophotis here. I think we have an Aglaophotis candle up here. Yes, we do. So that gives 2 rose. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still need 5 points somewhere. 10, 11. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait on that. I'm not sure how we're gonna get. We'll have to use the Boon recipe for that room. I don't know how we're gonna get to 15 rows. Might as well read another occult scrap. Let's see. anything we can be making in the forge down here. We have a Chronos cord, we have the Gervanite. I remember we have something we could use. We could turn that metal into something else. We have an undiscovered 15 here of something. Okay, that makes orichalcum wire if we use forge. Pretty sure there was something we could do with sky to turn metal into something with Lockworks and Clockworks. Yeah, we'd need a sky memory for that. Could use the Didymos for that. Let's see. So we need somewhere that takes sky and metal. Sky and metal. Sky and metal. That one takes a lens. I'm sure there's got to be a workbench or somewhere that we can use sky and metal. There we go. This one can take. Yes, this one can take ductile. Take metal. Let's see if we can put the Gervanite in there. Oh, it can't. And of course, none of these underground are going to have sky aspect on them, because sky is newer than they all are. Here? No, that doesn't take sky. Oh, I completely forgot. We have 3 books over here that we never cataloged. So let's get on that. So that's 1. 2. And a Curia book. So 2 Nocturnals and a Curia. So let's see what we found. Then let's open that abandoned luggage that we found and see if there's anything important inside. Not fussed. We want to use metal. Something rare. Not exactly helpful, but maybe. Does the Alchemist Workbench takes... Well, we'll have to wait for that to be freed up. I think it takes metal, but I don't know if we can get sky in there somewhere. Okay, we got some quartz. And some more whispering sand. So we found Warming Drafts to Uplift the Heart, the wonderful compendium of healing tisanes compiled by Natan of Regensburg. Well, we have so that was the guy who created the Regensburg Balm. And that will teach us about herbs and infusions. Oh, we could use that. We don't have very many levels in that. So we will put this quartz in our alchemy lab. Grab the book. So we can put it to be read. pop the Gervanite back down in our forge for now. And we'll put the tea that we don't need here. Also found Glimmerings, an anonymous prison diary written by a dreamer convicted of oneric irresponsibility and confined to the Curcubit. And finally, oh, we got some more honey. So let's see if we can get some beeswax on the next round. We can actually use that tea that we just found. Because we need our health for harvesting. And we found Letters to My Successors. Advice from Gervinus Van Loren, 11th Librarian of Hush House, to the one who will come after him. Gives us Inks of Revelations, which we could use another couple levels on. So we'll put this on our to-read shelves over here. And we'll read Warming Drafts to Uplift the Heart. Since that's only Heart 8, that's easily reachable. But Edict's inviolable. Fitting because it makes Regensburg Balm, and it will teach us herbs and infusions. And then this other book is Glimmerings, so we need Forge, and it will teach us Sights and Sensations. So we need 8 points of Forge from somewhere. We can get that from Door and Wall. Alright, so there is some Xanthotic Essence that we can later use to make some Oozult. There's our water. So we'll go ahead and pour a glass of that out for Dr. Peel. Put that up in our area up here. Make some more meringue in case we can find some apples. Which would go back out on the moor again. And we found a glinting cranial tchotchke. We all of us come to this condition in the end, but not all of us are fortunate enough to be lovingly buffed and fixed carefully to a stylish wooden stand. So let's see, what other properties does Gervanite have other than being metal? Is it also a material? Yes, it is. Okay, so we can use that at the alchemist's bench. Can we get the Didymos? Yes, we can get the Didymos in there. So let's see, if we add bells and brasseries... Okay, that doesn't do anything with Sky. We know Lockworks and Clockworks does. We can't use Knock there. Interesting little conundrum was where we can actually do that craft. Can the Didymos? Yes, okay, so the Didymos can fit in there because it has knock. So we can add clockworks and clockworks. And we can't add the Faust. So that makes orichalcum wire. But if we can get one more point... We need something special, though. We don't know what. We'll let our books get read here while we wait for the day to tick over. See, anything else we need to harvest right now? Good on agave. We have moth orchid. Do we have some moth orchid somewhere? Yeah, we can harvest some. Okay, so there's another batch of meringue for us whenever we find some apples. Excuse me. So let's see. We can also make some... We can use some ham and potatoes to make a ham and potato bake. Just to free up some space on our shelves. So this book from Natan of Regensburg. Natan and his family sought sanctuary at Brankrug, but were confined to the Barber's Tower, as it was then known, by the suspicions of the monks, but won more freedom over time. Natan records his delight on the day he was finally permitted access to Earl Brian's meadow. He speaks very carefully of the black bird he met in its branches, and the treasures of music and history that it brought him when he healed its wing. So, memory impulse, and 2 lessons in herbs and infusions. So we'll mark that with impulse. And onto the shelves it goes. There's our health restored, so we can harvest from the beeswax again. Hope to get some beeswax anyway. And we've read Glimmerings, an anonymous prison diary written by a dreamer convicted of oniric irresponsibility and confined to the Kirkubit. The prisoner is plainly terrified and bewildered by their situation, and has been unable to wrangle a coherent explanation out of anyone. But the dreams keep coming, and they keep writing them down. Snow, broken mirrors, half-heard sky music, flowers of white, red, and black, a blood-streaked winter dawn. The most notorious signifiers of oniric risk, fantastically vivid and detailed. No wonder they were locked up. Their final recorded dream is of a worm jewel beneath Brankrug Isle, which they open with a key carved from their finger bone. Sights and Sensations, and another book that gives us bittersweet certainty. How nice. So we'll mark that, and it can go down onto our rare books shelf down here, which we can make some room here. Yeah, we'll move some of these up to our permanent collection up here. because these are not special books. Okay, so this one will sit over here. Alright, and what other books do we have that we can read here? The Messenger awaiting her destination. 16 Forge. And it gives us door and wall lessons. But let's use the lessons we have first before we go out for any more. So we have Herbs and Infusions, which is currently at level 3. So we need 3 nectar or heart memories. Well, we have 1 there. Two heart. And nectar. We found abandoned packages, battered but unbreached. Ah, and there's some beeswax. So let's see. Can we make a candle out of Lenten rose, I wonder? So let's put this honey away in our kitchen for now. So we have the Lenten rose here. So let's see if we can make candles out of that. So let's find a candlery skill. Ah, there we go. Transformations and liberations. So we can make that up here, I believe. We can add the beeswax. We can add transformations and liberations, and the Lenten rose, and a not this. So this one just makes beeswax candles. We can't make a special Lenten rose candle. Oh well. I wonder, what is Lenten rose even good for? Let's consider it. We can get some more later. Dissect the flower. Nothing will remain. Let's see if that can tell us anything it can be used for. We've got our ham and potato bake. Filling and tasty. Forge, heart, and nectar. So we can plop that onto our shelf over here. Memory sent. There's a story that Serena Blackwood took a specimen of this rose to the invisible Serapeum when she left. There's another story that it's the unexpected component of a secret keeper-level recipe for the great ink porphyrin. Ah, so that's what it's for. And there's another nectar memory for us. So there's some moth orchid. The true moth, the flower that opens as it changes. A flower with knock and moth. Interesting combo there. Let's move these other potatoes here into our pantry. And we'll turn this dough into cake batter. By adding egg. Nope. Adding... Yeah, we need a bowl for that. And we'll make that into cake batter so we can make some cakes. See, Rose Pearl. We haven't really seen a use for that. Let's investigate that and see what we can make of it. Analyze this substance. Nothing will remain. And then we're going to need... So we'll start... We're going to need 4 memories for the next level of it. So we will reread Wrapped in the King. That's 1. That's 2. Three. And 4 from Ambrosial. In one folktale, the witch prophesies to the sister that the sea would drink her blood. The sister prophesies to the witch that the sea would never harm her. When they came ashore by Brankrug, she gave her a shell to catch rainwater in, and the sharp edge shed her blood on the white sand. That blood we know as rose pearls. Memory solace. Oh, how handy. So, let's grab herbs and infusions. And our memory scent, impulse, solace. So we're duplicating effect because we actually got some extra memories. We can use our Arab, Western Guide, and a lesson in herbs and infusions to level this to level 4. And let's see, we also have sights and sensations, which is currently at level 2, so we'll be able to make use of that cheerful ditty. And the bittersweet certainty to level that one. So, cake batter. Add something sweet like jam or almonds and spices. So those are not quite done yet, so we'll go ahead and level sights and sensations. You can use the cheerful ditty and the bittersweet certainty we've got. And we can use our Faust for that. And we're going to lose some of those. So we're going to need the cheerful ditty back again. We're going to need solace back again. And we're going to need impulse back again. Some more sun. Well, now we have our souls back. We can go and make another wind and waiting over here. Getting a lot of use out of the wind and waiting lately. But oddly enough, not for its sky aspect. We've been using the other aspects on it mostly. And we might as well get our free scent here. Save the earth sign for something else. Alright. So we'll grab herbs and infusions again. And 1, 2, 3, and 4 memories. And our Arab. So then Sights and Sensations is now level 3. So we need Sky or Winter. So there's Winter. There's Sky. And Sky. And we'll go out harvesting on the moor again, see if we can find some apples today. And we'll go beachcombing. See if we can find some more fish. And we'll open up our package and see what's in there. Something abandoned. Probably another package inside it. Great, and so we'll just wait for our verb to be free again after we open up that package. There's our wind and waiting. And we have the ability to, we might as well make another Ascendant Harmony since we don't have one of those laying around. Oh, we found some clean linen. Yeah, I'd say that's rare. Where can we put it? We can put it in the infirmary here. We have some room on one of the tables, I think. We can make room. Yeah, we can move this cocoa around. All right, let's see. We have some more amber down here and some Eva's locks. We could make some perinculate. Might as well. We've got some Eva's locks hanging out here on the threshold. So that one does not make. That one makes winning move. This one makes perinculate. Granite, a serpentine slab. No use for us there. Ah, there we go. There's some pilchards. So this we can put on a shelf there for now. And we got some more pilchards, so we can put those in our kitchen. Pickle them alone, or they're pretty good on toast. So that's what we need. We need to make some flour. We need to order some flour, so let's get our typewriter. And that was TR is Catering Hero is where we can order flour from, I think. Yes. So we'll order 5 flour. And we're going to need a lot more flour than that. So we'll order some more flour. Normally you'd have to do those one at a time, but I have a mod installed that allows you to order more. That also allows you to order some more of the exotic things. Like we could order some apples from them, and which we're not having any luck finding some, so we'll go ahead and order 1 basket of apples just so we can make that recipe. Let's see, anything from TRN that we need? Not looking like it right now. I think we're good from TRN, so we'll go ahead and dispatch that order to Catering Hero and get them working on it. 36 pence. We can use a crown. Postmistress signs and seals the order, places it in the place that stamped orders are properly placed. Wait 3 days, she commands. So let's see. We do have quite a few people in our message book now, so let's see if we can speed this up a little bit. So we have the affair of the open reverend is Hart and Winter. So let's look through our address book and find anybody that we can invite that is Hart or Winter. Well, we have a Hart desk here, so let's add a Hart skill. Edicts inviolable. And our message book. So Hart is... so Essan is interested in Hart. Agdistus is interested in Hart. So we can write another letter to Essan, because we're going to want him for the incident. And then we can write another letter to Essan, to Agdistus. So Agdistus wants Sky. We can actually go ahead and send that letter to Agdistus now and get him over here. So we've still got 2 minutes left in the day. We already had Zachary act for that. So Essan likes Hart. Father Stanislav would also be interested in that. Yvette will be visiting for that, and so will Connie. Oh, no, Yvette likes Winter, so yes, she'll be visiting for that. So there's our Ascendant Harmony. And what the heck, we might as well make a earthquake name since we have the ability to do so. Since we have plenty of essential periost over here. we need a scale Newman. So we could do towards a fundamental aesthetic, which needs Eric Payan. As soon as that's done, we'll upgrade sights and sensations. So there's our next bottle of Perenculate. This was something left from before any of us were born, from a time when the sun swung red and low. There are nectar, mint moon, and winter recipes that can be used to craft this from mortal remains, and it got us an old moment, so we can use that old moment at a scale crafting location. Could any of these? No, we could do it at the altar asite. Nope, not that one. First, we'll do our sights, and we'll trigger sights and sensations upgrades. And at the altar asite, we can do the old moment. We can do a health. Hill and Hollow. And that Newman is not ready just yet. Did Agdistus receive my invitation? Yes, he did. How do you do, Librarian? I crave your assistance. There are many of us, you know, who have what you might call unhealed wounds, and many of us would not choose to heal them. I would understand what has happened to this O.R., so that I can understand what he might want to happen to him. So let's see, we need a heart mystery book with at least heart 3. So let's find a low heart mystery book. There we go, with Orchid Transfigurations. Agdistus cannot read Latin, so that doesn't even no good. We can give him the Flayed Tantra. Oh, he can't read Sanskrit either. Let's see. Let's find Heart Mystery. Ah, there we go. 2 wombs, 1 heart. He can't read Kilisimi either. Wrapped in the King is heart. Yep, we can live in that. Okay. This is not a matter for me, I think. The power I serve is not gentle. He has lost his skin, and he accepts the gifts of others' flayings. But there's a crueler hour at work here. I will withdraw. Thank you, Librarian. Okay, so Agdistus serves the Thunder Skin. There's a little bit of background knowledge on Agdistus for us. Sights and Sensations is now level 4. To mix the rarest colors, a merciless detachment is required. Okay, so we'll go back to the altar asite down here. Actually, we can get help from an animal, too. So we do the old moment, a health, Hill and Hollow. So we need 3 points. We can get that from an animal, or we can use our... we have the Newman, but we can use an animal, too. So let's see. Let's find an animal that has 3 scale. Our Symphling can help us make an earthquake name. Discern a potency of scale. And we need to feed the relic. Alright, so if we're going to have all of our people here for 11s, we need to send out our invitations now. So let's get working on that. So we're inviting Connie. We're inviting Esan. Yep. So we have that covered. We're inviting Peel. And Yvette. And then once morning dawns, we can go and talk to Denzel and get his interest. So let's see, if we tried to send one to somebody we're already inviting. Oh. If they aren't, yeah, if they don't have, if the recipient is at home, they're on their way over here now, so that will not work. So we'll wait for day to shift over and we'll invite the town smith. Mr. Agdistus learned that the Open Reverend was not connected with the power Agdistus serves. And we got a bronze Spintria. So we'll just wait for the day to tick over here and grab Denzel's invitation. We'll use health instead because we might need the core. Shift over season. There it goes. Denzel inclines his head in thanks. Denzel has sent a gift ahead. So he sent us a pheasant. So there's Connie. There's Esan. Dr. Peel. And Yvette. And we have somebody else incoming for the incident. So let's see, just to double check what time we can do 11s. Right now it is dawn. At this time, the Sisters of the Abbey would raise their voices in praise of the Madrigal for the office of Aurora. So let's see, what time do we need to wait for to do 11s? Peaceful, with excellent acoustics, although a little drafty. Here one might have 11s in the morning and afternoon tea later in the day. Neither should include any intoxicating drinks. So if we did this... Not how it's done. One might only have 11s in the morning and afternoon tea only at the appropriate time for afternoon tea. Okay, so we'll have to wait till it ticks over to this next batch of morning here. So we'll go ahead and call this a day at this point, and we will pick up with our salon in the morning once we come back. So, if you've been enjoying what you've been watching, please leave a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see where this journey is going and what we might learn from today's salon, then please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.